Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news when we talk about the Cleveland Browns for the upcoming NFL season. There's a lot of buzz, a lot of expectations, and some intriguing moves that are making fans like you and me sit up and take notice. The offseason has been quite active, not just in terms of draft picks or roster changes, but also because of the strategic moves and rumors swirling around the team. And trust me, the Browns are not just sitting back. They're making calculated decisions to position themselves as serious contenders once again. As we all know, Cleveland has a passionate fan base, one that's been waiting patiently for a return to the playoffs, and maybe even that elusive Super Bowl that has eluded them for decades. Well, folks, this offseason could be the one where they make a big statement, and there's some news that's really heating things up. Recently, the Browns made a notable move by signing veteran wide receiver Diontae Johnson shortly after the 2025 NFL Draft. Now, if you're expecting a big splash like drafting a superstar receiver, you might initially feel a bit disappointed that they didn't select a new wideout during the draft. But let's not forget the significance of bringing in a player of Diontae Johnson's caliber. This is a proven veteran, someone who has already established himself as a reliable target, especially in the passing game. Johnson has been known for his quickness, route-running ability, and knack for making those tough catches in clutch moments. Cleveland clearly saw the potential for him to slot right into their offensive scheme and provide that veteran leadership and playmaking that the team needs. But here's where the story gets even more interesting, and this is what really excites Browns fans and analysts alike. While the addition of Johnson is a step in the right direction, some voices are arguing that it might not be enough to truly elevate the offense to the next level. That's where Pat McGuire, a well-respected voice in NFL circles and a familiar face on the Hanford-Dixon show, comes into play. McGuire has been vocal about his belief that the Browns should be looking to make a bold move, one that could fundamentally change their passing game and give them a real advantage heading into the season. He's been advocating for the Browns to consider bringing in Keenan, a name that fans of the league instantly recognize. Allen, who spent most of his career with the Los Angeles Chargers, is a perennial Pro Bowler and one of the most reliable possession receivers in the NFL. His ability to find soft spots in zones, make those difficult catches in traffic, and keep the chains moving has always made him a valuable asset. And right now, Allen is surprisingly still a free agent, which is somewhat shocking to many of us. You'd think with the season approaching, a receiver of his caliber wouldn't be available for long, but here we are. McGuire's argument is quite compelling. He points out that the Browns are planning to revamp their offensive approach by adopting a wide zone scheme, much like they did during the 2020 and 2021 seasons. That scheme relies heavily on the running game, with a lot of outside zone runs that stretch defenses and open up passing lanes. If Cleveland successfully implements this scheme, it could do wonders for their passing attack, especially by utilizing a receiver like Allen. His experience, route-running savvy, and ability to make those clutch catches in tight situations would be a perfect fit for such an offense. Now, you have to consider the context. Allen is not just a good receiver, he's a proven winner and a player who has consistently been among the league's top in terms of yardage and reception efficiency when healthy. Yes, he had a somewhat underwhelming season with the Chicago Bears recently, but that situation was complicated, and it's hard to judge a player's true talent based on a single down year. The truth is, Allen's track record is stellar. He's been a top-tier receiver for most of his career, often finishing seasons with over 1,0 receiving yards and routinely making those acrobatic catches that seem impossible. And here's the kicker, the Browns don't need a long-term commitment from Allen. They're in a position where a short-term, team-friendly deal could be ideal for both sides. Allen gets a fresh start, Cleveland gets a veteran presence who can step right in and contribute immediately, and the team benefits from his experience and reliability. For a team that's on the verge of competing at the highest level, having a receiver like Allen could be the difference in close games, especially in the postseason where every yard and every catch matters immensely. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Bringing in a veteran like Allen, who's not exactly a spring chicken anymore, could be viewed as a gamble. But in the NFL, a player's age isn't always the most important factor, especially if they still have gas in the tank and are motivated to prove themselves. Allen's desire to play and contribute at a high level is well known, and if the Browns can offer him a contract that makes sense financially and professionally, I think he'd seriously consider it. And let's not forget, Cleveland's quarterback situation is shaping up to be quite interesting. Whether it's Deshaun Watson, who's looking to bounce back after some ups and downs, or a potential new face under center, having a reliable veteran receiver like Allen could be instrumental in stabilizing the passing game. He could serve as a security blanket, a guy who can make those tough catches when the pocket breaks down, and a leader in the locker room. Browns fans, you know how vital that kind of leadership and dependability is, especially when the stakes get higher later in the season. The question now is, will the Browns make a move? It's no secret that the NFL offseason is a whirlwind of rumors, negotiations, and strategic decisions. Cleveland has been active, but they haven't yet pulled the trigger on adding another top-tier receiver. The team's management is undoubtedly aware of the potential impact Allen could have, and with the right offer, he might just land in Cleveland's lap. The coaching staff and front office have a clear vision for this team, a balanced attack that mixes a solid running game with efficient passing, and adding Allen would certainly fit that mold perfectly. This kind of move would also send a strong message to the rest of the league. It would say that the Browns are serious about competing now, not just rebuilding. It would energize the fan base, boost the locker room morale, and perhaps even put some pressure on division rivals like Baltimore and Cincinnati. Let's face it, the AFC North is one of the most competitive divisions in the league, and every edge counts. Cleveland has been knocking on the door for too long, and the next step might just be bringing in that veteran receiver who can put them over the top. But beyond just this offseason chatter, it's worth reflecting on Cleveland's recent history. The Browns have always had a passionate fan base, one that's endured a lot of ups and downs over the years. From the heartbreak of the 1980s and 1990s to the recent resurgence under Kevin Stefanski and Deshaun Watson, the team is trending upward. The 2022 season was a roller coaster, a promising start, some tough losses, but also signs that this team is close to being a playoff contender again. And with the right additions and strategic moves, that playoff run could turn into something even bigger, maybe a Super Bowl run. The Browns' defense has been solid for a while now, especially with players like Myles Garrett leading the charge. The offense is the next piece of the puzzle, and it's clear that they're looking to maximize their offensive weapons. Deontay Johnson was a good start, but the addition of a veteran like Keenan Allen would be a game-changer. Think about how Allen's route running and hands could complement the young receivers on the team. It would create a more dangerous, unpredictable offense that defenses would have a tough time stopping. And speaking of the offense, let's not forget the coaching staff's plans. The new offensive coordinator has been emphasizing a more versatile, wide zone scheme that emphasizes outside runs and play-action passes. This scheme should help open up the passing game, and having someone like Allen, who's adept at finding soft spots in zone defenses, would be a huge asset. The coaching staff wants to create an offense that keeps defenses guessing, and Allen's ability to make those key catches in critical moments fits perfectly into that vision. As fans, we're always looking ahead, imagining what the season could look like if these moves come to fruition. The excitement is building, and the offseason is only getting more interesting. Cleveland has the pieces in place: a strong defense, a talented core of skill players, and a coaching staff that's eager to prove they can take this team to new heights. But the missing ingredient might just be that veteran receiver who can make the big plays when it counts most. Allen could be that player, the final piece of the puzzle. Now, what's next? Well, it's all about the Browns' management making a smart, strategic decision. They have the cap space, they have the motivation, and they have the opportunity to make a splash. It's about weighing the risk versus reward, and if they see Allen as a piece that can help them reach their Super Bowl aspirations, I wouldn't be surprised if we see this move happen sooner rather than later. The Browns are no strangers to making bold moves in the offseason, and this could be the one that defines their 2025 campaign. So Browns fans, keep your eyes peeled. The offseason isn't over yet, and if the rumors are true, we could be seeing one of the league's most reliable receivers landing in Cleveland soon. Imagine the energy that would bring to the team, the locker room, and of course, the fans. Cleveland's time might just be on the horizon, and with the right pieces in place, that Super Bowl dream is closer than ever. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think bringing in Keenan Allen makes sense for the team? Would you love to see him in that orange and brown jersey, making those clutch catches? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters not just to us, but to the future of this team. We're all in this together, and I know Browns Nation is fired up for the season ahead. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, more news, and more insights into everything happening with the Cleveland Browns. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep that Browns spirit alive.